So we're back in Europa League action, and again we are playing Bate Borisov, a game I went to last season away. Lovely little stadium, very friendly members of staff there. All the people were great, to be fair, all the Belarusians, really nice, welcoming, accommodating, and very knowledgeable about Arsenal as well. A lot of them were Arsenal fans at the ground. Even in the hotel we stayed in, most of the staff in the hotel that we stayed in were Arsenal fans as well. But yeah, sadly, I won't be at the game this time round. Firstly, it cost me an absolute fortune last time. Way too many cock-ups en route to Belarus. Ended up doing a Balkans tour of every fucking country in it. Ended up going Lithuania, Latvia. It ended up going everywhere. I ended up in Kiev at one point. Yeah, never again. So this time I decided to swerve the game. So tomorrow night I will be an armchair fan. I'll be sitting there watching the game. Obviously it's on Valentine's Day as well, so happy Valentine's Day to all of you people out there. And yeah, we're going out there. We've just won against Huddersfield at the weekend. We've got no game this weekend as well. So I think we should go with a fairly decent squad. Obviously the squad's been announced today. And no Ozil again. Make of that what you will. He's then put a tweet out saying something about his training, and he's put pictures out about his training session today. Again, it is just all PR. Look at me. I have trained. I have not been picked again. I am sick and tired of every single match day that this guy doesn't get picked. The fucking meltdown in our fan base of people I've seen so far, and this tweet's been out maybe half hour as I record this, and it's like the comments are, oh, we miss you, oh, come back daddy. Come on man, how old are these people? On the tweet that Arsenal put out of the squad that was picked to go to Belarus, sack Emery, get rid of him, how dare he? I've seen other people tweeting, half decent sized accounts as well, 20,000+ followers. Oh, it's a disgrace how Emery's treating Ozil. I will never forget this. How about fuck off? Go and support someone else then. It's Arsenal Football Club, not Mesut fucking Ozil Football Club. I am sick to death of this. Every single fucking week, it's, oh, Ozil's not playing, let's abuse the manager. How about get behind the manager, get behind the team, and back the players that are playing. It ain't about one guy at this club. And let's be real, there's a reason he is being dropped from the squad. There's a reason for that. He's either not doing what's required in training, or the manager don't rate him based on what he's done over the last 8 months in training or on the pitch. So, listen, why there's a meltdown for Ozil, I don't get it. Every time a manager takes over at a football club, he assesses the players, he gives every player a chance, and then he decides which ones he wants to get rid of. Now, if you go all the way back to our first couple of games, against Man City and Chelsea, he called Ozil out. Against West Ham, he was dropped from the squad. And there was the reports that he'd had a bust up with Emery and blah, blah, blah. Since then, he's hardly featured. There's reasons for this. He's not doing it in training. And all of his PR team, his agent, and anyone else who tweets out for him, Yar Gunners Yar, come on, fucking do me a favour. How about train Gunners fucking train? Come on. Seriously, anyway, I'm done with talking about him. He winds me up. His fanboys wind me up. Yes, he's a fucking great player. Yes, he's a talented player. But he is not consistent enough, which is why he doesn't get picked. And one last thing I'll say on this. Anyone who compares it to the Jose Mourinho and Pogba scenario, give your head a wobble. Seriously. I'd compare it more to the Sergio Aguero and Pep Guardiola. That's what I'd compare it to. When Pep came in, he called out Aguero, said you don't do enough off the ball, you need to work harder for the team and put a shift in every single game. He then benched him and benched him and benched him until Aguero did what was required in training to then break back into the team. And guess what? Aguero's now one of the best centre-forwards in the league off the ball. Mesut Ozil gets called out and it's, oh, fuck it then, can't be arsed. Yeah, go and play Fortnite, bruv. I'm happy you ain't in the team. Anyway, let's get into my 1 to 11. Sorry about the rant, but it's off my chest now. So let's get into my 1 to 11 for this game. Last season we beat them 4-2. Like I said, I was there for that game. I witnessed Theo Walcott passing up the opportunity for a hat-trick by giving Olivier Giroud the ball to score from the penalty spot for his 100th goal for Arsenal. Now, obviously, he's no longer at the club, and neither is Walcott. So here's my 1 to 11 for the game. I'm going to go with Leno in goal. Ain't all about Petr Cech. I don't trust him. I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal in goal anymore. And I think that when he is in goal, he makes our defenders panic. They're not sure of him. They don't know what he's going to do. Whereas when Leno's in goal, they know that he's cool, he's calm on the ball, and he can spray the passes left, right or centre, and he can take a pass fizzed back at him if he has to. So Leno for me. I'm going to go with 5 at the back, 3 centre-backs and then wing-backs. I'm going to go with Maitland-Niles, right wing-back. I thought he'd done really well at the weekend. I don't get the hate like I said in previous video, but I thought he'd done really well, and he actually got in the under-23s team of the week or something. So he must have done something, right? So Maitland-Niles for me. Left wing back. Oh, God. I'm putting Kolasinac there. Seriously, let's hope this guy's trained properly, because the last 2 games he's played, he's been worn out way too quickly, and people have been ripping him down that side in the last... Well, Man City, it was the whole of the second half, and the last game against Huddersfield, he literally offered nothing after 75 minutes. But we should be beating this team. I'm putting him there. The 3 at the back, I'm going with Mustafi, I'm going with Koscielny, and I am going with Nacho Monreal. I thought Koscielny was outstanding against Huddersfield. The other 2, not so outstanding. But it's a totally different kettle of fish now. And yes, it's an away game. Yes, we're not great away from home, but we should be dispatching these. And them 3 centre-backs should have their strikers in their back pockets. No questions asked. On to midfield. I'm going to put Lucas Torreira in there, obviously. Happy 23rd birthday to him the other day. And let's hope that this is a nice little birthday present for him after he puts a great shift in. And yeah, let's move on to the rest of the midfield. I'm going with Denis Suarez. I think I'll give him a debut, a starting debut. He's come off the bench against City and Huddersfield. Not really had many minutes, not really had much of an impact in them games. Obviously, the level of quality is so much lower against Bate. I'd like to see him start, so that's why I've picked him in my 1 to 11. Hopefully he can rack a goal up, or just play well in general, really, because I want to see him do really well and see the Denis Suarez that I've seen in glimpses whilst he was in Spain. On to the opposite side, I am going to go with Alex Iwobi. Scored at the weekend, still got criticised, still got abused, but there you go, what can you do? Not from me. I thought he played really well at the weekend. I think he's played really well most of the season. And he's a genuine threat going forward. He has people backpedaling. He has people turning the opposite way and running back to their own goal. Yes, he can be frustrating, but for me, he's going to start the game. In the middle, so I'm basically playing a 5-1-3-1, which could essentially be a 5-3-2. But yeah, in the middle, I'm going with Mkhitaryan. Again, I thought he was fantastic at the weekend. I thought he was man of the match. Set up both of the goals, or had a part in both of the goals, should I say. And his whole round gameplay, I thought was superb for somebody who'd been out for 10 weeks. Obviously, it's the Europa League. Mickey does well in the Europa League. So that's why I'm picking him for this game. In front of him, I'm actually going to put Aubameyang in. Obviously, Aubameyang didn't feature at the weekend. Lacazette did. It'd be nice if Aubameyang could rack up a couple of goals. We sub him and bring Lacazette on, and then obviously he could finish the job basically in the second half. That would be nice. Obviously, we're going out there against a team that we should wipe the floor with. We've got to be careful. I think it's a plastic pitch out there, if my memory serves me right. It's a nice little ground, like I said at the beginning. Very nice little football stadium. And yeah, they make plenty of noise. Behind the goal, one of the goals, they have a singing section that don't stop all game. They're jumping up and down. They're waving their flags. And they create a good atmosphere for such a small ground. But that ain't going to be hostile enough to put us off, especially with this manager. especially with this team, and especially the fact that it's Europa League and we are in it to win it, which is what I want us to do. I want us to win this competition, and that's why I've picked the team I've picked. Let me know what you would do. Let me know what players you would pick. Let me know your thoughts on Mr. Ozil. Let me know why you think he's being dropped. Personally, I think he's being dropped because the club want him out. So the easiest way is to stick him out there, say, ta-ta, you ain't playing. Let his money drop in terms of market value. And yeah, we might be able to offload him off the books. Whereas when his market value is up here because of the contract he signed, plus the wages, ain't no one about that life. But anyway, leave it all down there in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think the score will be. I'm going with a prediction of this game of Bate Borisov 0, Arsenal 4. We're going to absolutely spank the granny out of them. I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.